All right, so here we have a 2012 Kia Rio. This vehicle, so this is a slave cylinder. We lost clutch action in this vehicle. So we've gone back, we've tried to bleed it. We're not getting anything out of our master clutch cylinder. So we're gonna go ahead and remove it and then go through the bleed process again. So we're going to go ahead and remove the battery and lay the computer off to the side so you can see what we got going on there, so you'll be able to see where we're working. So we'll go ahead and get started with that now. Okay, so we'll go ahead and remove our battery. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just lay this computer down on its side here so we can take a look at that clutch master cylinder. All right, so here's our master clutch cylinder. This line goes down to our slave cylinder, and this is the fill from the brake master cylinder. So this has 3 bolts around the perimeter. Those nuts are going to be on the inside to get those. So we'll go on the inside and we'll disconnect the pedal, those 3 bolts, and then we'll come back here and do the lines and remove the master cylinder. All right, so here we are underneath the dash. We're going to be removing this pin and then sliding this off. And we have 3 mounting bolts, 1, 2 on this side, and then the other is on this side. So that's what's holding it in. So we're going to remove those 3 bolts and the clevis pin, and then we'll go back into the engine compartment. All right, so now we want to remove this line. So now once we remove this line, we're going to have some brake fluid. It is very important to not spill the brake fluid on the paint. Brake fluid will take the paint right off the car. So if you do spill it, you want to clean it up immediately. So we're going to lay this little cloth down here. I have some paper towels wrapped inside of it. And we'll go ahead and pull that pin. Okay, so we just want to make sure we don't bend this up any. All right, so now we want to, I believe we turn this or something. Oh, just pull it right straight back out. All right. All right. Okay. All right, so now once we remove this line, this is all of our brake fluid. So we're going to go ahead and get a cup, and we're going to try to catch as much of the brake fluid as we can. I usually grab the line and give it a little twist to break it free. All right, so now that we got it, if we remove the cap, we'll get all the flow out. It was kind of under a vacuum lock there. Okay. All right, so we'll go ahead and we want to tuck this up and out of the way. All right, so here we have our new part that we got from Auto Parts Direct to You. And our new part, it did come with a line. All right, so we'll go ahead and reinstall that. See, there's where our attaches to our clutch pedal. We'll go ahead and reinstall that. All right, so now we'll go ahead and reconnect our line. So we had a little dust cap. All right, so we just push it straight down and it will clip in. All right, so we're going to be disconnecting this old line to put the new one on. So let's just try one more time. See if we can drain anything out so it doesn't leak on us. All right, so we got all the fluid out that we can. We'll move our rag over to get it. All right, so we'll go ahead and remove All right, so now we're going to go ahead and fill up the cylinder. And we're going to go down to the slave cylinder and open up the bleeder valve there so we can prime the fluid. So we'll go ahead and we'll put some clutch fluid in, or brake fluid. All right, so this is the cap to the master cylinder. You want to go ahead and just make note. Vehicles take different grades of brake fluid, and note it as a dot, whether this is, so this would take a .3 or a 4. So we have a .3 we're going to go ahead and put in. All right, so here's our slave cylinder and our bleeder right here. Pull our cap off. All right, so like we're bleeding brakes. A little tight fit there. A little kinked or whatnot. This is kind of just to keep the brake fluid from squirting at the fan. So we'll go ahead and loosen that fitting up. All right, so that fitting's pretty loose. I'm trying not to kink this hose. All right, there we go. All right, so we got a little drip coming out. All right, so now we're going to come back up to the master cylinder. We are leaking straight through with the bleeder screw open. What we're going to do is we're going to get the master as full as we can with the cap off. We're going to go and we're going to pump the pedal about 10 times. We may have to pick it up each time. Then after we do that, we're going to hurry up and come back and tighten the screw down below. And then we'll do our final air bleed. So we'll go ahead and start priming the cylinder now. All right, so we gave about 10 pumps. We're going to top off our fluid again. All right, now we're going to tighten the fitting back up below. Okay, so now we're tight down below. Now we're going to go push the pedal again, three times. All right, so now we've pumped it a couple times. We're going to come back. We're going to crack the bleeder again. All right, now we're going to close it again. We're going to make sure that we're not running out of fluid. Now we're going to go pump the pedal a couple more times. At this point in time, you should start to feel pedal pressure. You can hear the action. All right. And we'll come back and open the bleeder again. All right, so now that we have everything all primed, we want to get the last bit of air out. So how we're going to do that is we need a second person. So we go in, we press the clutch pedal to the floor, and then I loosen the bleeder up. And that will push everything out, and then I tighten the bleeder back up before the pedal is released. So that'll help force all the air out, and then once the pedal goes back into position, it'll reload with fresh fluid. So that will keep, that we just basically bled all the air to the bottom, let it out, kind of a gravity force, and now we're going to do a bleed on the system, and then that will be that'll get all our air out, and we'll have a good clutch pedal after that. We already do have a good clutch pedal. Pretty much immediately after the first bleed, we start feeling it. So we'll go ahead and do that final bleed now. Okay, go ahead and push it down and hold it. Okay, let it up. You may have to pick the pedal up. Did you have to pick it up? Okay, go ahead and push it down, hold it again. Okay. All right, let it up. All right, got our piece off of our bottom. We'll go ahead and top off our fluid again. Oop. All right, go ahead and push it. Okay. All right. All right, so now we'll go ahead and do the battery back in. We're all done.